Central Illinois is the CI in CI Living.
Ticks, fleas, and mosquitoes? Oh my, well, 'tis the season to be on the lookout for these pests that like to cause problems for our forever friends. Joining us today from the University of Illinois Veterinary Medicine South Clinic, we have Dr. Justin Fehr hanging out with us. So is now the time, now that spring has sprung, is this when all of the other little parasites and bugs and all of that also spring up?
It certainly does kick up at this point. So warmer weather will bring a lot more activity with our kind of parasite friends that'll get onto our cats and dogs. But it actually is kind of a misnomer. It's truly a year-round type of thing.
Really?
There's a couple ticks and at certain temperatures, heartworm with mosquitoes can be a year-round thing. There is ticks that carry Lyme disease that actually come up through the snow and get onto your animals. So definitely getting worse now. So obviously, if we're not on prevention, get on it. But it's kind of a misnomer. It's a year-round thing for sure.
So that means we probably need to be treating for these things year-round. Before we talk about the treatment options, let's kind of go through the different little bugs that can cause big problems for our pets, starting with fleas. Dogs with allergies, fleas would probably be even a worse thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Is that a flea there we're looking at?
That is a flea. So that's the full life stage right there. They start by those little eggs. Females can actually start laying hundreds of eggs within 24 hours of their first blood meal. So they are quite aggressive and quite nasty little reproducing boogers there. But they certainly have a very high likelihood of causing an allergic reaction. Cats and dogs are actually allergic to their spit. So when a flea bites your animal and even goes on and bites and comes back off, the damage is already done. So a lot of these guys will come in with what we call flea dermatitis. Very, very itchy, usually requires some sort of treatment and a vet visit. So definitely something that we want to avoid.
Okay, I just had a thought. Huge fear of lice when I was little, you know, because of the itch and then it coming back. Similar fleas and lice kind of?
Yeah, because we can have hair loss, we can have skin infections, we can have pretty nasty reactions to fleas. So they're not as benign as you expect.
Really? All right, what are these we're looking at? Are these ticks?
Ticks, and I would say that these are even worse. They can carry some pretty nasty diseases, Lyme disease, Ehrlichia, anaplasma, even Rocky Mountain spotted fever. So these guys, the one on the top is the one that I actually talked about that actually comes up through the snow and can get attached there. So those little guys up very top are the reason why we do recommend flea tick year-round.
Wow, who knew? And those things are nasty little buggers,
and
even
tiny,
for like
hard to find.
Yes, for adults too, or in people. All right, heartworms.
Heartworms. So this one is another very scary one. This is probably, out of the three, this is the one that causes, as you can see there, actual heartworms.
What is that?
That is heartworms that are lodged in the heart of a dog. So
it looks like floss.
It looks like spaghetti half the time. Yeah, absolutely. So they can actually grow and live in there for years. And so it is definitely something very difficult to get rid of if you can think about trying to kill these things off while they're actually in the heart.
But how do you know your pet has heartworms if you can't see inside their heart?
Exactly. So there is a yearly blood test that we recommend. It's just a standard heartworm test. So if you're going to your vet on an annual basis, I would expect an annual heartworm test just to make sure that we can keep their status negative.
How do they get heartworms?
So mosquitoes. So definitely southern states, we are not immune to it up here, but definitely warmer climates because of mosquitoes. They are passed around basically after, there they is. So basically that mosquito will bite, basically transmit larvae into the actual dog. It reaches their bloodstream, and then they will eventually, it's kind of gross, but make their way to that heart and lodge and live for a couple years and then start producing their own offspring. So quite nasty stuff.
Okay, but there is help. There is hope. There's medicines. There's treatment options for all of these different things.
Exactly.
So basically, like, it's a monthly pill, right?
Well, I would say most of them are, absolutely. So every 30 days, as most standard flea, tick, and heartworm preventions are going to be every 30. There is a couple different options that are a little bit newer. We have a long-lasting injectable product called ProHeart that actually is given under the skin just once. It protects your dog from basically 12 months worth of heartworm prevention there. So
you don't have to remember
exactly
to give the pill.
Exactly. So if some folks, I usually leave it up to them because it's good either way as long as they're on prevention. But every 30 days, some people like to have that schedule, and some like the one and done and be done with it.
So it's whatever works best for you.
Exactly. So what I would recommend is whatever your veterinarian is comfortable with, have a conversation with them, and highly recommend let's get them on prevention.
Well, there you go. All right. Yeah, because we definitely do not want to experience any of those things for our pets. We appreciate that. Great information, Dr. Fehr. We appreciate it. If you want to learn a little bit more about keeping your pet safe this spring, we'll have all of that information at our website, CILiving.tv.